Today's video, you'll notice that we had to flip the truck around. We had to put a little thought process into that because we're lifting the cab off. We need to pull the bed off next. So we're going to pull the bed off, get that all bolted. I'll show you how to do that. Then we're going to remove the cab. That'll be our next, probably, well, our next couple of videos are going to be removing all of the interior, and then from there we'll remove the cab. So go ahead and get started. Our first step, we're going to remove the tailgate, get that out of the way. Get the extra weight off. There's two little clips in here. Just kind of slide those up, out, like that. And then you just got to lift the right side first and slide it out. The next step is to remove these two Phillips screws and remove the taillight. Now the one on the other side's already been removed. Two little clips on this side. Just got to kind of tilt it back and pull it out. And then you've got a clip right here. You grab a flat screwdriver. And you don't actually even need to remove the tail light. You can just unplug it from underneath. But I like to remove the tail light so it doesn't break. Now on yours you may not have a bed cover, but I'm just going to go ahead and remove this. So I'll just do a fast forwarding clip here, and then it's just some Phillips screws and it should just slide right out. Next step is our gas door. Go ahead and open that up. We have a T30 for 3 screws, and the gas door itself is another T30, and then we have 2 bolts, 2 7mm bolts. Go ahead and zip those off right now. This next step, there's actually 6 bolts. I'm going to kind of bring you in. If you look down there, you can kind of see where that strap is for the gas tank. So I'm going to take you in right there. Right on the side of the frame is the first bolt. Okay, so here we are up underneath the truck. And here's the gas tank. And there's a hole right here where you can bring the socket in. Now, it's an 18mm. Wait a second, let me see where I'm at here. Kind of turned around here. Alright. So, right up here in the bed is a hole right here. Okay? You can kind of see that? Get a better angle here. So, right up here is a hole. Okay? You go up there with your 18mm on your extension, you should be able to get to that socket or get to that bolt. Okay, right there, and I'm going to zip that off. Now this next one, I'm going to take you into the gas door so you can kind of see where it's at. So right there where the frame is, right underneath, right above my fingers where this bolt is, give you kind of an idea. I'll take you underneath. So here's the front, or here's the rear cab body mount. And the bolt is right up here. I couldn't really get close enough to it so you could see it, but I just wanted to kind of point out where it's at. Take my 18mm on my deep socket. Now make sure you use an impact socket so they don't stretch out. You don't want to use a chromoly socket. Yeah, there you go. There's that one. So here we are, still on the driver's side, behind the tire here, right where that leaf spring is. Right above that leaf spring is the next bolt. Let me take you down there and show you how to get that one off. So here we are. There's the bolt right there. Now this is a little bit more tricky. I have to actually take the impact socket and put it up inside the frame like that, and then put my socket up through the hole because or put my extension through the hole because my socket doesn't fit through the hole because it's too big. So you could probably use a different socket and it may not have this problem, But for me, using the impact socket, it doesn't fit through this hole. So what I'm going to have to do is put the socket up first and put the extension on and then zip that off. Go. This next one is right here. It's the easiest one to get to. You can see it right there. That's pretty simple. There's not really much to show you on that. So here we are on the passenger side. So your other bolt, the front one, is right above that spindle bracket there. Right above your hanger. It's right up in there. Okay, still here on the passenger side. Right above this leaf spring shackle is your bolt hole. We'll zip that one off. So this hole here is big enough to send my socket through it. So we'll go ahead and send that through. Alright, still here on the passenger side. On this leaf spring here, right where that shackle is, that's your next bolt. Now the last one's just right here at the edge of the bed. You can kind of see right where the bumper bracket goes, the rear bumper, right there. Alright, now the next step, and probably the most important, and I've learned this lesson the hard way, is there's a ground strap that straps this actual fill neck to the tank itself. This one doesn't have one on it. It's already been cut and removed, but there is one there. It's a 10 millimeter. Make sure you undo that, otherwise it's going to be really frustrating when you try to get the bed off. Okay, here's the 10 millimeter ground, and it grounds right to this fill neck. So it grounds from the fill neck to the bed itself for static electricity. So it's very important to make sure you get that off. Now, this one's already been cut because the person who had this truck before obviously had the bed off to replace the fuel tank, and you'll see that once we get it off. But just make sure you take this ground strap off. Just a 10 mil, pretty simple. Now that I've got all the bed bolts out, there's 8 of them, and the 10 millimeter ground strap, I've got to rig up some kind of a contraption so that I can use my cherry picker. Now this is a homemade engine lift that we made. I also have a video on that. I'll put a link down in the description below of the video that we did creating this. We're going to use that to pull the bed off. Now this is a one-man operation. It's something that I'm doing myself. Don't have any help here today. So hopefully this should hold it. This can hold up to about 800 pounds. And I think the bed's about 400 or 500 pounds. So we should be just fine. Maybe close to 500, 600 pounds. But, alright, let me get this set up and I'll come back in just a minute. Alright, so I got it rigged up. I just got some tie downs tied to the strap itself or to the hitch. So it looks like it's pretty level. Go ahead and crank it up. See how she does. Here we go. So what I did is I just used some tie downs. I strapped it to the hook and it seemed to work just fine. I just I leveled it out as I needed to slide it forward a little bit so it was more balanced. Just hooked it right here. And then over here, there's a little hook inside the bed. I hooked it there. And it's completely airborne. So it's not touching the, well, I guess it's barely touching, but not a big deal. But from here you could access the fuel tank if you needed to go that route. These Chevys have really bad problems with fuel tanks or fuel pumps. I've replaced probably 15 or 20 of them in my day. And now we're just going to roll the truck forward. That's pretty much it for this video. I would say that's a success. Homemade hoist that we built for less than I think $100. That's the bed off. Now you can access the fuel tank if you want to go that route, or do deconstruction. Now the next thing, we're going to start stripping the cab. So we will see you guys next week. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. See ya.